guys, Jay here. So I want to share with you guys a little bit about the Autobomber character that I've been playing for the last couple of days. Obviously, I did not have a lot of time to actually mess around with the character, so I still early stage pretty much, but I have changed a little bit on the setup. So right now we are doing quite a lot more damage through the Herald of the Hive, which is the purple explosion that you are seeing pulsing around the character all the time here. So yeah, I really like the Herald of Hive skill. It turns out to deal a lot more and a lot more consistent damage compared to the Freezing Tograph. So therefore, right now we still have both, but the main source of damage seems to be like the Lost Unity Ring with Herald of Hive level 30. So right now I am stacking Golem, but one thing that I want to mention before we move on, I did not have any Golem jewels. There should be Primordial Eminence in every single slot here. Alright, but I did not have enough currency, so I will farm up and I will just at least try to put 5 or 6 Primordial Eminence into those socket, and then, you know, I can have a final say about the build pretty much. But for now, I have around 6k energy shield, cap all resistances, but those are kind of like my only defenses. With Flask up, I can have a little bit more like evasion and stuff like that. I can also fit in a Grace Aura, not like highest level, but probably I can fit in a Grace Aura with level 18 or something, right? And I would get a little bit more evasion, so I would not die instantly, I would not get hit by everything. Because I don't need Purity of Element to actually cap my resistances, right? You can see without Purity of Element, I still cap my rest. Wait a minute. Alright. So we don't need that, right? And right now the character is Golem stacking and Herald stacking at the same time. So I'm a Elementalist, and because I want to scale more the damage of the Lost Unity Ring, which is the Herald of Hive, this skill actually deals basically every single kind of damage. So it is very hard to scale. It is also a Herald, so it does not scale with spell or attack damage. So therefore, global damage is the way to go. And I think the best way to scale global damage is just through the Golems and Golem stacking. So we are stacking a lot of Golems. With the Primordial Eminence, we should have a lot more buff from the Golem, so it should be a lot stronger. But I'm having 18 Golems in total here, and with Primordial Bond times 2, it is 360% increased global damage, and we can get a lot more AoE and increased damage from Flame Golem. We can get some speed to move around faster with the Lightning Golem. We get almost all of our Chaos Resistant from the Chaos one. A lot of regen from Stone. Those kind of thing, right? All the buff is very, very nice. So in the end, when we get a lot more budget, and not a lot, but actually a little bit more budget, we can finish the character. It should cost around about 20 divine-ish in the end, for at least for this kind of like budget and this kind of setup. Right now, I put 12 divine into this character, which is what you are seeing on the screen here. 6th of the 12 divine is the Dark Monarch, and all the other things are actually not that expensive, just like normal rare item with life resistant. And here we have a Primordial Chain. This is 5 chaos with the freaking double corruption. This is 2+2 minion gem, Chevron's wrapping, which you don't need, by the way. Just a normal shaft is okay. Just need shaft for protecting our life against chaos damage. So I use shaft with +2 minion, which cost me 5 chaos, 5 whopping chaos. This is a 1 chaos item now without the corruption, by the way. So yeah, just buy a bunch of them, corrupt them. +2 can give you a little bit more buff on all the golem, just a little bit. So don't stress on this one at all. Formless ring, the Lost Unity ring here costs, I believe, 2 divine right now. I'm not sure if it's going up to 2 divine, but it used to be 1 divine when I bought it. And the one here, I simply use 1 Essence of Hysteria to get the Fire Burst on a Convoking one or any form of minion one that you want. And then just put it on an Essence on it. You have the Fire Burst, and if you have an open prefix, then you craft on minion damage, right? So I do it on a Fractured Hybrid medium damage and mana here, which costs a whopping 2 chaos, right? 2 chaos and 12 chaos for the essence. So 14 chaos on the one. This thing, if you get even the maximum roll for dexterity, which is the only roll, right? That is 40 chaos, and you can buy one for like 5 without the maximum roll. And life resist, nothing really special here, just some no, not life resist, sorry, ES resist. I bought this one for 20 chaos. Just get anything that is above like 300 ES and then as much resistance as possible. And this one is a mirrored ring, but you know, if you want to, you can go for mirrored ring. If you don't, you can have a regular ring. We just kind of like in 3 item slot here. Just try to get resist life, no, resist and energy shield. I mean, so these kind of items are actually not expensive at all this league because of the tree printing out so many goddamn good items. Legacy of Fury, I don't even use Endurance Charge right now, by the way. I just bought this because it is 5 chaos. I think it is cheap, so I just buy it with the corruption. But you don't need the corruption because I don't even I don't even have any source of generating endurance charges. Yeah, bad build. I know. Maybe I will put a enduring cry here and just manually do it. What did POE2 do to me? I will never say that sentence if it was before. Anyway, other than that, just all the golems in here, a lot of the heralds in here. So yeah, the detailed setup should be in a POE link, right? I will not go through all the gems. Just the core concept is Lost Unity is going to deal damage to nearby enemies all the time through the Herald of the Hive. Herald of the Hive hit enemy and it would trigger the Fire Burst. The Fire Burst is a hit. It can actually apply all the elemental ailments instead for the Herald of the Hive because this skill as a base cannot apply any ailments. So it will shock enemies and enemies will take more damage, but also will improve the pulse frequency through the otherworldly pressure stack every time you inflict an ailment, right? So the pulse at 50 stack, which is the maximum, is going to be 0.4 second. I think that is the math. So every 0.4 second, you are going to do all the damage from this skill. And also just trigger Fire Burst on cooldown as well. So that create basically the core of the auto-bombing setup, right? Other than that, when enemies are chilled, we can easily chill the enemy with multiple different sources. So when enemies are chilled, they are going to be hit by Falling Crystal. And also we have a glowing silhouette over here, and this will do some additional damage. I choose this one over the Return to Dust because this deals elemental damage, and right now the character that I'm having skill a lot more into like making enemies resistant go negative, right? Eventually I will go for Mastermind of Discord here. It's just 2 point. I will run the lap after. I did not have time to do it, but it should take like a few minutes. So I will have this so enemies take more damage because they are exposed. So exposure, right now I don't have a skill to apply exposure, but I have it through heraldry. So if you have this node and you have old herald, you will have all the exposure all the time, which is really nice, right? Don't need to actually apply it through any way, which is pretty complicated if you actually get into it. Dark Messenger is going to be on every single of my small or no medium cluster jewel because it have a lot of AoE and some damage, which is nice. The other node, you'd only need one heraldry because you only need to apply exposure once, right? So the other nodes, I'm choosing Empowered Envoy, so we have more effect of heralds and buff on the character. Also 40% damage with the herald. So Herald of the Hive is going to deal more damage or increase damage if you may. I am also taking Spiritual Aid, so any form of increased minion damage is going to improve the damage of the character. So we have from the large cluster jewel here, not like heavy scaling, but you know, it's still there. And Primordial Bond because golem stacking, right? So if I have a couple more diffs and I can buy more Primordial Bond, not Primordial Eminem, yeah, the rapper. Primordial Eminem, and I can just put every single slot here with Primordial Eminem, and the character is going to be stronger, have more AoE, more damage, and so some of the encounters is going to be very nice. This is especially nice in like Ritual, in the high defense encounter if you run into the freaking 24 wave hive nest defense. You can't just stand in the middle and do nothing. You don't need to do anything, and everything will just die, right? And I did not even have all the AoE for the build. We can have again more from the golem buff. So I think this is pretty promising still. However, one big problem, I cannot see any way to make this character really tanky. Maybe we can, you know, tweak the setup a little bit and go into, say, a what is it? The Aegis Aurora. We might go into that. We can do Determination Aura and Aegis, and maybe have some kind of tanky because you know, we don't need Arctic Armor, we don't need Purity of Element, we technically don't need Flesh of Stone here as well. So there might be rooms for getting more defenses in a different setup. But for now, you know, this is kind of like a simple cookie cutter setup to get just AoE and damage, and therefore we can just kind of like blast through map, basically. So yeah. So next step, I will get the jewels, and then I will look into how to improve the defenses of the build. However, again, I don't think we can make it actually a very tanky character. It can be tankier than this, obviously, but it would not be really damn tanky, at least from all that I can see. So anyway, thanks for watching. Now I have to go back to work, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace, guys.